Hey, how are y'all feeling today? My name is Tom Rizzo, you're watching my channel Mental 14, and I'm here doing a review of Queen Sugar, Season 3, Episode 10, Here Besides the River. It was a good episode. It was a lot of themes and touching scenes and stuff, things that got me kind of pissed off a little bit, and nice and emotional and stuff. But Queen Sugar is a great show. Like I said, if you don't watch it, I encourage you to watch it. It's very deep, it's emotional, it has you going. The characters are acting is wonderful. All right, so we start off with Nova doing a speech. She did her little excerpt from the article that she wrote about her father for New York, the New Yorker, and it was great. People was looking, the audience were inspired, they enjoyed it, they had a good time. Now, later on, we get it on. So then we get on Vibe, right? On Vibe was make a little was looking at some of the papers, I guess some locations and stuff, and she was like, this is all wrong. I was like, nobody's looking at my shop in the middle of nowhere. It's like she didn't like some of the ideas of the shop locations, but Hollywood was kind of off. Like he was not like paying attention, and he was like kind of like a slight attitude, or he's like annoyed or with things. So she said, "It's okay." He said, "No, I'm good. I'm good." And he went to take the things out and continue minding his business. And she just looked. Through the midst of it, on Vi get a freaking her sister that she was talking to or working with her showed her and say, "You know what? I'm proud of Nova. She did this little article thing." And she said, "Yeah, I know that she did a little speech and stuff." And she told me about it. But she said she did an article and about your brother. And she on Vi was like, "What?" And she said, "Oh, I saw a copy of it. My sister showed it to me." So she saw Unvi it, and Unvi read it, and she was like shocked of what was said about it, because in the freaking article, Nova explained about her father suicidal and attempts of suicide and things like that. So I think that Unvi don't want that to come out, or don't want to people to think that her brother is weak, and this thing showing out to the whole world this truth is going to make it bad for the family. That's where Unvi is coming from. So Unvi confronted Nova about this article, and she was like, "What were you thinking?" And she said, "You wanted me to tell my truth." She said, "Your truth, not your father truth and everything. You make our father look like, you make my brother look like he's weak." And she said, "No, that's not like that." She said, "Yeah, I should have came to talk to you about it, but at the same time, people are inspired by what I read when I wrote." And she said, "Do you even think about your own family and how we come to it, come to terms to it, and how it will impact us and affect us? Have you think about that?" And no one had much to say, but she said, but at the same time, when she found out what happened about her father, she she said she felt hopeless. She didn't know how to handle things, because she was right there, and she did not know her father was going through this. So I guess it's like therapeutic for her to write the story, to come out to release, to tell her kind of truth about what's going on, and to release. So later on, she talked to Remy, and Noah was very distracted, and Remy said, "Oh, you okay?" She said, "No, I'm not okay." Vi said something to her, and it said, "Come to yourself," or "Come on with yourself, come into yourself." One of those kind of phrases she said. It was like, it's a parable that Remy said, and it's like a message that give you like a moral meaning. And basically, it's like, you losing out there. I don't know what's gotten into you, but come to yourself. Like, come to your senses, wake up, think deeper of who you are, and think better, and make better decisions, because this not right here was not a good one. Because otherwise, all her feelings, right? So Nova told Remy, and Remy told her what it means and how it affected. Because he said he heard that once when I think his first wife that passed away, she was in the hospital, and she promised him, he promised her, she wanted him to promise her that she won't live his life wasted and upset in grief, like live. And she said, "Come to yourself, like come within, think deeper of yourself." learn who you are again, get over, learn to love you, and then you can do better and you can move on from this painful experience. So I guess at that time point, I think Remy and Nova, I think they split and they decided to say, you know what? Nova was like, yes, I do like you and everything, but the the dynamics between us and our family and the fact of my family and stuff, we can't do. And I said, I believe you have found somebody who will be good for you. And he said the same to you. The tension's still there, but at the same time, they both had an understanding that this not gonna go further. They can't continue this because nobody don't want to hurt her sister anymore. She can't do this, and she needs to worry about her family right now. Her family need her. And let me say, I guess he understand about how that happened, and he didn't intention to hurt anyone, but they hug it out. They didn't kiss, and he just left. And I said, I guess that's a split between those two. They're not gonna continue further. They do little tensions between them, but I tell you, time will tell and see how that happens. All right, so Hollywood met with Vi, and she was telling him about everything that was going on today. He said, "You gonna come say hi?" And he stood on his feelings. And she said, "You did read your article about Noah put this article about my brother and everything. Did you read it?" And he said he read it, but he had a different opinion about thing. I don't think Hollywood don't think that what Nova did was kind of wrong. Was wrong. Vi thinks it is, but Hollywood don't think. And that's what he told about his thing. He said every time around this time, I think he said his first wife was something that he was with had a miscarriage because it was a baby that he wanted, and she miscarried, and then he was there, and then he saw the miscarriage, and it like traumatized him because he said if she was still alive and she never miscarried, she would have been 11 years old, and it was like it would be his own kid, but he don't have that because the baby miscarried, and he had to bury whatever. It was a lie. He said it was 18 weeks old, and he said it was traumatizing for him. So he said, well, Noble put that article out. It is painful to cover the truth, to face the truth, but it's also more painful when you act like it doesn't exist. So basically, it's like denying it and rejecting it and being in denial of the truth. Once you don't face the fact, that it's more painful for you because you hiding it and it's hurting you than instead of releasing it. Even though it's hard to face the grief and the hurt that you have been through, but it's hard if you don't handle it, if you don't accept it, or you don't reveal it, or you don't work with it, work with that truth that you have, work with that grief, work with the sadness, the hurt that you're going through. And if you don't tackle that and get that in the situation and help, and you don't face that face to face, then it will be more painful to hold that in than releasing it and to dealing with it. That's why I guess how they were coming from. And I guess Vi may understand, and I guess time will tell whether she make up with Nova and realize and say maybe she did overreacted and jumped the gun and not realize that it's probably therapeutic of Nova for writing that, and instead of yeah, it better be therapeutic. Now that was that between those three, Aunt Vi, Nova story, the Remy, Hollywood. Now we get to Charlie, right? Charlie is trying to work her plan. She's trying to get back. She's trying to stop that prison deal and trying to get for controlling shares so she can make decisions so they can stop that deal. So one stop is to go with Cole. I think Cole is the son of Sam Landry, I think. And she was like, I need to get your shares. I need 10%. And he was like, you're not trying to get my 10%. I will give you half. But she told him his dirt. Because she said you doing money laundering. And that's like federal offense. And you go to jail for that. And I want to make sure. Or you gonna, your choice. Or you gonna take your daddy down, which is Sam Landry. Or I'm gonna take you down. Either way, that's that. Something gonna happen, but I'm not backing down for this fight. So Charlie is pushing pressure on him, And it comes to the point that he signed the shares. He signed them 10%. And she said, "Oh, your dad will be proud of you." I said, "Go ahead, Charlie. Nice." Now, in the midst of that, Charlie took Mr. Prosper in her home. So Mr. Prosper was like, he kind of struggling because one time she opened the door and he was, his back was facing towards her, and he was struggling to get up the bed. And then I guess she was at work somewhere, and he called her. She rushed home because apparently Mr. Prosper fell because he said he was trying to take a shower and then something slipped and he fell. But she said, "Lucky you got your phone with you and you called me." And he's trying to get her up, trying to get him up, but he couldn't stand all the way. So I guess he got some hip problems and he couldn't stand. So she had to take him to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. I guess they want to take him overnight. And this was she proceeded to call, I think, his daughter, but I don't think she answered. So she left a message. And then the Latino nurse that she had a date with, I forgot his name. I really did forget his name. But it was a nice guy. I think his name was Roberto, Robert, something like that. And he was helping her, and he told Charlie that he denied the surgery, that he didn't want the surgery. And she was like, "Really? I did not know he was going to deny it." So she asked Mr. Prosper what's going on, and she said it will keep you overnight, it's state of procedure, it will make sure you're okay. He said, "I'm glad that you're just checking on me and stuff, but I know you got a lot of things to do with your own self." And she said, "No, it's no big deal." And she said, "Why did you deny the surgery?" And then he told her that story that one of his friends went through the surgery with a hip surgery, and he died. And he said, "A person my age, they go to the surgery and they don't come back out." So he's kind of afraid and scared that he would die from doing the surgery. So that's why he denied it. And I was like, that's understandable. Now, jumped over to Micah, right? Remember last week, Micah and his crew did want to make a statement, and like confetti, the place, spray paint the place, the paint, poster boards, spraying the ground, making messages on the poster boards, candles by the plantation, went on praying. But something happened where the freaking bag caught a fire by the candle, and it light up the plantation, that spot where they're trying to preserve and find honor of their ancestry. Now, because of that, Micah is like really nervous and freaking out about what's going on. How anybody, cops gonna come? The group is kind of freaking out. I mean, I guess some cops came to one of the kids' house, asked him questions. He said he didn't try to say anything. And Kiki, his girlfriend, she was looking at the thing. They had a news coverage and it was like, "No suspect has been identified, found yet. We still under investigation." She said, "Who would do something like this?" It's like, yes, I understand they were trying to make a statement, but why are you doing something else? Why you would burn down something else of them instead of burning down that plantation, the memory of their ancestry? And Micah was kind of quiet about it because he was involved and he didn't say anything. So they went to Kiki, and Micah agreed to study later on at his house. So it's that. And then they were talking to this group, and then all of a sudden the police officer came and freaking ripped the whole way and slammed Anthony towards the locker so hard, gripping the freaking handcuffs so hard like he's a freaking criminal. And I was like, gosh, like you didn't have to do all that. Like you could just tell the boy to go with you, but you had to really slam the boy in the locker like that. He asked one of his friends to call his mother. He would call his mother. I was like, wow, that's something. So Micah and Kiki was at the house, and he was like bummed out about it. She kept talking a little bit about it, and she said it's kind of crazy that they would lock him up for this and why he would do this. Same old thing that she was asking. And then she said that he was kind of offending Anthony. He said maybe it was under misunderstanding. They didn't have to do all that, and he wasn't meant to do that. It was an accident. And she said, "Wait, Michael, you know something?" And he said, "Yeah, he was there." He said, "All of us was there." And she said, "What happened? Like, why you do something like that? What about you could go to jail?" and get arrested, and this not you. And then he was trying to kind of flip it on her. And I said, why are you trying to do that to her? It's like you trying to flip it on her, so, oh, that's my friends, and you wasn't there for her or them, and you don't know much because you was not around, and at least they taking a stand, and what you doing, you stand. She said, I'm busting my ass getting scholarships so I could go to college. I said, it's a legit way to make a stand. Like, she trying to go to college, get her degree, and make a difference in a legal way, instead of doing some criminal stuff where you could get you in trouble. So she said, I don't know who you are anymore. She said, where you going? Where you going? He said, who are you? He said, who am I? She said, I don't know. And then she left out. I said, Micah, I understand what you went through with your cops before, but you was way doing too much. You got sucked in the group with their antics. I mean, granted, it wasn't intention to burn that place down. It was an accident, but still, it still happened. And it's a consequence you gotta deal with. So I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna see what's happening with them. Now, this is the part I want to wait. This is the part that say got me kind of pissed off a little bit, and the fact that, remember last week, Dottie petitioned her custody that she wanted a 70-30 split, 70 towards her favor and 30% of Ralph Angel. That's messed up, because a week before that, Ralph Angel, because he was against daughter getting on that custody. He said, no, I can't. You got to be stable. I can't have you all the time. You can stick with the weekends and stuff like that. But then it suggested the 50-50 split, which that would be standard. He said, what about if we could just do the 50-50? But she don't want to do the 50-50 custody agreement. I said, that's great. You get half. Half of the month you get what he have Blue. The other half of the month you got Blue. Holidays, y'all rotate the holidays, and summers and stuff like that. Y'all rotate it. Y'all work on that. The holidays, major holidays, y'all rotate it. See who gonna get Blue this time, or who will get Blue. If I get Blue Thanksgiving this year, you will get Blue Thanksgiving next year. If I get him Thanksgiving, you will get him Christmas. So, or you get Thanksgiving, I get Christmas. We work that stuff out. But for this to happen, right? So he was in the house. And all of a sudden, Ralph get a knock on the door, and the knock on the door was Department of Children and Family Services, CFS, and I was like, what? And they had I think a social worker, a caseworker there, I guess a supervisor and a cop there, and they was one to come in to investigate. He said, you can't just be popping up at people's houses like that to investigate. And she said, please, can we come in? So the lady caseworker was asking Blue a lot of questions, and Blue was a smart boy. He was answering the questions. He didn't say anything that would incriminate his father in any way. He was a smart boy, but he was kind of confused about why they was asking him. But he was answering the questions, but Ralph Angel was getting pissed off and getting angry and mad, and that why are you asking him his questions? You investigating him like he's like I'm hurting the boy and stuff like that. I'm a good father. I'm a good dad. And he was like kind of yelling and getting angry. She said, please sit down. Just want to ask you questions. And after they finished the little question stuff, he left. So he called Daughter, because Daughter was at work. And he actually said, you know what? I just could have sworn we were trying to work this out, but you go call the Department of Children and Family Services or something. And Daughter said, what? No. I would never do that. And he said, well, someone called. And she said, okay, I'll get to the bottom of this or something. And then he hanged up. And then he called Unvi. And he called Unvi. Then later on, after he called Unvi, he went to the police station. And he was talking to one of the detectives who was working on his case, parole. And then somebody else was working on it, and she was like a nasty ass bitch. I said, it's like she didn't want to be there, and a lot of them are like that. Like they didn't want to talk to you because you got a record, whatever, all that stuff. So he was asking whether, because he said he got this custody back agreement going on with Blue. He wanted to know if, because parole is about to come up, the meaning his parole meeting is about to come next month. He would know if that would come up and affect his agreement. She said. It may, but it doesn't. It's up in the air. It's not really you can't really determine that much. and kind of walked off. I said, oh, really? She said, but it all depends how the agreement goes. And so he met with his friend, his cop friend that he knows, and they was talking, and the guy said, hey, you good, because he said, you're the child birth certificate. He said, yeah, I'm in the child birth certificate. He said, you shouldn't have to worry about it. And then he explained his side story, he said how he was angry, his father's angry, always blaming everybody else but himself, and it was a lot that he was going on. And then he was telling Ralph Angels that you're a good guy, but that man attitude and that anger attitude you got will cause you to lose Blue. Like, you're good. Nobody gonna take him away from you. But the anger you have, you need to let that go. Because I understand where that guy is coming from. Because no matter how good you are, this court system are fucked up. And if you come across as an angry, bitter person, someone that don't want to listen, who always screams, who's yelling, like he was yelling at the lady, coming loud, defensive all the time, they will take that consideration. They will watch everything. They document. They may not document it right in front of your face, but they will wait till they go back to their car and document. He was hostile and everything. He's not good for the kid because he's always blowing up, and that would hurt his chances. So he told him that you need to relax and calm down, because that attitude will cause you to lose Blue if you don't get that handled. So handle as an adult and know that you gotta think about the boy. Now, later on, Ralph Angel had a little talk down with Blue. They had a nice little conversation. Blue was asking them questions. He said why the lady came here, why she was asking questions, and he said what you did, and that's what Angel told the Blue about he went to jail. Explained to the way that Blue understand. Like he said, oh, with jail. He said, well, that's where bad people go. And he said, you're a bad person, Pop. He said, no, I'm not a bad person, but I did the bad things. And he said, I guarantee you that I will not go back again. I will be here for you, and I love you so much. And they held it out. Now, I was here for Vi to parch Darlene, because Darlene is Darla's mother, right? Darlene is the one that called Departments of Children Family Services on Ralph Angel. And Aunt Vi went over there and let her have it. And we say, you got some nerve to be calling here. And she said, Darlene said, I want to think about Blue. He said, you think about Blue? Y'all would think about Blue when me and my brother was raising this boy and everything, and it was none of y'all was nowhere to be found but a checkbook. You were so concerned you could have came over there physically instead of writing a check. And Darlene said it was okay if it was just you and Ernest, but when Ralph Angel came, he been unstable. It been like crazy stuff. I was saying, hold up. He said, no, Ralph Angel be doing it. How do you know what Ralph Angel does to the boy? He works his ass off for that boy. He works long hours. Every money he makes will go towards that boy. Ralph Angel did a lot for that boy when Darla was not around. Even after he got out of jail, Darla hardly was around. She was in and out this boy's life. And Ralph Angel was picking up a slack. Him and his family was raising this boy Blue. For you to come here and say that Ralph Angel is unstable, is unfit as a parent, I said, F you, because you was not around, girl. Your daughter has not been a parent. He said, don't say nothing about daughter and all that. He said, well, it's the truth. You know your daughter was shit, because you said last season and told us that your daughter wasn't the shit. And you need to tell the family the truth. So don't come here and act like Ralph Angel is unstable. She said, well, when he was working on his long hours, he'd be bouncing from house to house. He'd be bouncing on his family houses. Vi, Charlie, Nova, it's with them. So it's not like he'd been going to stranger houses, bouncing around house to house. He had criminals working on the farm. I said it was ex-people who got out of jail who wanted to reform themselves. But the only thing that happened was the parole officer invited some people into the house. That was wrong. But that was not Ralph Angel's fault. He kicked that boy out afterwards anyway. So he did what he had to do. For you to say all that and say he was an unstable family, and he said we could give him the life, financial stability, support. And so I said, I hate when people who have the most money feel like they could give more. Yes, it takes money to raise a child. I understand that. but also take love and support and stability to raise a child. So if you want to make this work, why y'all can't just do the 50-50? Why you have to battle this out? And daughter, I look like daughter was gonna be like, what? Because I know even though daughter want to petition the court and do the 70-30 split with all that stuff, I don't think she would not even involve the freaking agency in this agreement. They could have worked it out between them. So the fact that the mother intervened and called, it was crazy. And she said, think about it in his shoes. What if Ralph Angel might not be the biological child of the father? And Aunt Vi got what left. She said, you know what? DNA don't mean shit. I don't know, she didn't say it just like that, but she said FDNA, because Ralph Angel been a parent more than your daughter has ever been. And he said, oh, and then she said, I wonder why Blue is freaking acting up, wet in the bed and acting up in school, because Ralph Angel not being around, he's unstable. I said, first of all, the reason why Blue is acting like that is because your freaking daughter has been in and out that boy's life all his freaking growing up, and hasn't been a consistency in his life. And then the recent breakup when she told the family the truth that Ralph Angel might not be the father, and then she up and left. That's when he started having problems. So don't blame it on Ralph Angel that it was him, the reason why Blue was wet in the bed and acting up in school. No, he's acting up in school because his family dynamic changed, because your mother just up and left. That's what happens. And now she back, and now she's trying to act like the mother of the year. Fuck no. But fuck out of here. And then I read some comments of somebody on Twitter saying, oh, everybody's daughter haters. I said, nobody's daughter hater. Daughter put this on herself for doing that. If she was straight up and honest with these people, straight up and get it, none of this stuff would happen. None of this stuff would not have happened if she was straight up and honest with these people. The fact that she was lying, using them for her own benefits, in and out the boy life, because she know that they got Blue and that she was doing her little thing. So don't even blame Ralph Angel for him. Yes, he went in jail. Yes, he went in jail. When he got out, he was there for that boy. So don't even use that. That got me pissed off. I would say, darling, you got some damn nerve. I like you, but you got me pissed off this episode. So the lady came to daughter's house. Daughter went to talk to the lady without the mother there. He said, oh, you want to talk to me or you want to talk to both of us? She said, I just want to talk to you. So I guess hopefully daughter shut that down and said, no, it's nothing like that. Ralph has been a good boy, a father to my child. I just want to have a standing agreement, custody agreement with him so we can share custody. That's all. We don't have to have no other courts. You can do that. That's all you could have done with this. And do the 50-50 split. But people want to be greedy. And I guess that 70-30 split is not daughter idea. I best believe probably was her mother idea to do that 70-30 split. Because her mother is pressuring daughter to get that boy more than because our daughter could have done the 50-50 thing with Ralph Angel, but I guess it's the mother that's pushing them to do it. So I will see next week. It was a good episode. Like I said, that thing with the Ralph Angel and that custody thing, it got me pissed off. And I don't care what nobody say, daughter is to blame. Yes, Ralph Angel had his criminal past and everything, but he changed when he got out. Daughter was doing her shit until their parents came and blasted her, and then she had to tell the truth. And then she left and came back and then act like she holding her down and feel like, yes, you want to be in custody, you the mother. He not stopping you from taking care of your kid. But y'all could have had an agreement where y'all could have done the 50-50. Where's the 70-30 coming from? It's unfair. That's my review. Hope y'all like, comments. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also share my videos to help me grow my channel. Once again, I love y'all. My name is Tom Mizzle. My channel is Mizzle 14. I'll talk to y'all all later. Peace.